Okay, hi, welcome back. Now, I'm sure we can all remember a time when budget titles were considered to be synonymous with crap, but it didn't stay that way for long. There were some fantastic titles released by all budget titles, not just Mastertronic, but Codemasters, Firebird, Silverbird, etc. And today I'm looking at Chronos, one of my sort of favourite games, really, from that sort of price range. Now, we can all remember going down to the corner shop or the video shop, even the petrol station with our £2 and getting a game. And there are some classics amongst the budget series. Agent X, you saw just there, Finders Keepers, and coming up here we see Non-Terraqueous. That's how I say it. I don't know how everyone else says it, but I say Non-Terraqueous. Jason's Gem, a really simple little game that I didn't like at the time, but I've grown to like it over the years. And then you have the sort of sequel to Non-Terraqueous, Soul of a Robot, much easier to pronounce. Um, and I really like that game, The Incredible Shrinking Fireman. I might try that soon. But anyway, today we're focusing, or I'm focusing on Chronos, or Chronos, however you say it. 1987, designed by the Radical Tubes, who were a company comprised of Steve and John Tatlock and Tim Follin. And it basically is a left to right shoot 'em up. All you do is you fly from the left to the right over various terrains, etc. Shooting. Oh, I've come a cropper there straight away. The various baddies, etc. Now, this is only a £2 game, and I think it's really good. I used to play it a lot at the time. There's okay, there were some more colourful games of this type. Xyanaps R-Type, etc. spring to mind. But remember, this is just £2. Petrol station special. And it chucks an awful lot around on the screen at once and does really well. It's quite limited in its scope, in that all you do is you go from left to right, shooting aliens, etc. And that is literally it. But having said that, it does it really well, I find anyway. For these sort of first few levels, I'm not sure how it does it later in the game, but certainly these first few levels, the baddies only come at you from right to left, and you travel from left to right. So the sort of easiest tactic is to just hang as far left on the screen as you possibly can. This, as I said, was by Radical Tubes, who were comprised of Stephen and John Tatlock and Tim Follin. Now, Steve Tatlock, I can't find an awful lot out about, but John Tatlock seems to have worked on both Agent X games, Ghouls and Ghosts, Gauntlet, Sly Spy, Robot Attack, and Time Flight. And Tim Follin as well worked on some of those games, and also numerous others. Now, this has got the funniest high score table I've ever read. Just take a sort of second to read all the stuff down there. There's a couple of nods to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. 42! Yes, that is indeed the answer to most things. Anyway, going through it again. So trying not to die right at the start again this time. As ever, it is me playing the game. It is me speaking, obviously, but both are being completed separately. So the the gameplay I record first, and then I go back and I add the sort of narration in later, because I don't have any kind of program that lets me do both at the same time. So I just do it this way. Now, I was never any good at these kind of scrolling shoot 'em up games, the sidewise, crosswise, Xyanaps, etc. Because there always seemed to be too much going on the screen for my eyes to get good at them. It's the hand-eye coordination, it was never fantastic, and I could never get very far, especially once things got particularly frantic. But I have to say, Chronos plays at quite a nice speed. It's not slow, well, I don't think it's slow, but it's not sort of blindingly fast. So it allows you to sort of gives you a sort of millisecond to be able to consider your plan of attack and, you know, get through things. It's still a little bit tricky at times, but it does give you that little bit of time to just take a look at your surroundings and plan your course through the screen. Now, there was a power up just there, and I can't quite work out what you do with them. Those collectibles, etc. Well, I assume it was a power up, but the key controls are only Q, A, O, P, and M. I can't seem to find any other kind of control that would fire a secondary weapon like a rocket or missile, etc. So for the time being, I've got this squirty little laser. Now, this is just Spectrum 48K, it's not 128, so you can tell by the lack of sounds other than the sort of generic farty sort of squirty laser noise that's going on. So sound wise, it's nothing special. Graphically, it's nothing special, it's just tidy. You know, there's no garishness, etc. It's all monochrome, but you would sort of expect that. For a £2 game, would you be sort of expecting the sort of R-type levels and Synapse levels of colour, etc.? I don't think so. I'd be sort of quite happy with this game as it is. It's easy to see what's going on. Nothing gets stuck behind anything else. There's no sort of things that are difficult to see in particular. These baddies so far in this sort of opening level don't seem to fire back at you. They are just an annoyance by their presence, by the look of things. There's some nice graphical effect going on there with the transition from yellow to blue, which I presume is signifying a change of level. So I've now got these sort of bouncy block type aliens hunting me down, etc. Again, there's no sort of particularly complex sort of flight patterns to memorize, etc., or anything sort of over complicated. It's just a nice simple shooter that's easy to pick up, it's easy to play, and it's easy to enjoy. I'm enjoying going through some of these games that I only sort of knew fleetingly at the time. I can't remember if I actually owned Chronos or not. I know I definitely played it back in the day, but I can't remember if it was my copy or one someone lent to me. I don't know, but I'm enjoying revisiting some of these games, and with Chronos in particular, it's there's no puzzles you've got to solve. There's no sort of sideways thinking you've got to do. You know, you just got to. It's just you and your trigger finger basically. And there's an example. You can see it doesn't move so quick that you can't plan which way round to go on the screen. Decent little game. If you've never ever tried it, give it a look, because you'll find that, like most decent games of this type, it's a fun way to kill 5 or 10 minutes. It's certainly not anything you'd spend any massive amount of time on, but I'll say it again, for a game that was £2 and sort of like reiterated the quality that was eventually starting to be shown. You know, some of these budget games actually eclipsed full price games in terms of their playability, etc. So there are some really great games out there, but you didn't need me to tell you that, because you all knew that anyway. Anyhow, going to let this video end. Like I have said before, thank you ever so much for watching. I do value the time that you take to do so. I value your support in what for me is just a bit of fun. That's all I do it for. I have no massive production skills, but I think if I did have, you know, I'd probably cock it right up. But hey ho, that's the end of the Chronos video. Until next time, I'll see you, and take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.